Hello and welcome to another episode of the Lekker podcast. My name is Yaline and I'm coming to you from South Africa, central South Africa in fact, here in the Free State province. I hope that you will enjoy this episode. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're a new viewer, I hope that you will enjoy this episode. Thank you so much to everyone that has commented and liked my previous videos. That is truly appreciated. I love reading your comments. It's always lovely to be able to interact with you. And if you do find this video to be likable and that you enjoy the content, please like the video and also consider subscribing to my channel. So it is the new year and 2022. I really cannot believe that we're already starting a new year. It's just amazing how time flies, and the older you get, it seems like it's just going quicker and quicker, right? So, but I hope that you will have a lovely new year. May you and your family be blessed, and may you have wonderful projects ahead that brings you so much joy. All right, so I'm having a little cup of coffee, a mug of coffee. In my mug from my friend, you've seen it before. Always wear your invisible crown. She engraved on glass. So this is a very special mug to me. And what is news? So during December month, I think I recorded the last episode beginning of December. And then if you can recall, I showed you my advent. Well, I didn't show you the contents of the advent, but I showed you the box. And then I started watching the other Vlogmas as per my previous years, which I enjoy watching the Vlogmas videos of other creators like Nitty Natty, the Crazy Sock Lady. I've watched the Sunbird crochet pot Vlogmas. She also started last year, so I've watched hers and some others as well. And then I thought, with the 12-day Advent coming up, of the Advent yarn box that I have, why not, also start the Vlogmas. So if you haven't seen my Vlogmas, you can pop over and see my Vlogmas on this channel. It is contained in a playlist, so I've done that. That was quite fun, I have to say. And it is also a lot of work, but very enjoyable. Me and my husband work together with the editing of these videos, so we learned a lot of things and new things. So that was quite nice. So yeah, I enjoyed that. And then I also had some time before Christmas, to spend time have a cup of coffee with Edith. She's my Instagram yarny friend. She's a friend. We had a coffee. That was wonderful to see her. So I'll pop up a photo that she took over here. I'll show you that video, that photo. And then so Edith posted on Instagram that we saw each other. We've seen each other previously as well, but it's always nice to see her when she comes to Bloemfontein. I'm staying in Bloemfontein. And then Esteresa Yarn Creation. So Teresa and Esther, the mother-daughter duo, then contacted me and they said, but because they're also in the Free State, why don't we all go out for coffee? So after Christmas, we went out to have a cup of coffee together. So it was me, Edith, Teresa, and Edith. I'll also show you the photo here. It was really lovely. It was really, really special. So it's always nice if you have time and you're able to do so, to be able to hook up with like-minded people that absolutely love, yarns and fibers and knitting and crocheting and all those type of things. So it was really lovely. I think that's really all the news I have. Yeah, and it's New Year, right? So let's start with finished objects. The first finished object I am extremely proud of It's my sweater, my flax sweater from Tin Can Knits. So this is my first sweater. So there is a lot of mistakes, but I don't care because I made this and I'm proud of it. I never thought I'll be able to do it, and I did it, right? It's really not so difficult than you initially thought it would be. So I made this in African Expressions yarn. I think it's Hope. I don't have the tag with me now. I'll correct myself in the editing if I'm wrong. And it's a worsted weight yarn, 100% merino. This is in the teal colorway. And I absolutely loved making this sweater. It was a great learning experience, learning about raglan sweaters. Yeah, I've really learned a lot on this sweater. I've discussed all of that in my previous episodes. So I'm not gonna talk to or tell you all about the whole experience yet again. However, when we saw each other the last time, I just started with the first sleeve, if memory serves me well. So I was about here. This is a stitch marker or progress keeper from Edith Boucher. And you know I love Edith Boucher. She's in fact the giveaway is in this episode we're going to announce from her, and then we have another giveaway. So yes, I love Edith Boucher. And then I also done the second sleeve. So I've done the first sleeve, everything went hunky-dory, you have some decreases here. And then you proceed with the ribbing of the cuff in a needle size smaller. Then I proceeded with my second sleeve, and then I got totally carried away, I would believe. And then I proceeded doing the ribbing halfway with my 5mm needle. And then only to realize when I was putting it together, and I was like, why is the one ribbing bigger than the other one? And then it hit me like a brick wall. Is that the right saying? I think so. Anyway, and then it hit me, I didn't switch to my smaller needles. So I knitted the whole sweater on a 5mm and then the ribbings on 4mm. So I had to take out everything. But then I was like, I have this fear when I'm crocheting and I have to rip out stuff, when I have to frog stuff, no problem. It's not a stressful event for me. However, it's painful, right? We're going to discuss that in another project. But when I'm taking out knitting work, my knitting, it's really a stressful story for me, because I'm like, I'm gonna pick up the stitches. There's people that can just rip and then they put the needle through. I'm not able to do that. So I went to look on YouTube, because if I have troubles, that's what I'm do. I always Google, I always YouTube. I would really give you this tip to really do the same. You can learn so much through your mistakes by doing that. So I got a tutorial from Very Pink Knits. I'll link it in here, called Lifeline ribbing video. So that is an amazing video, because it tells you with ribbing how to put in a lifeline prior to ripping out your stitches through your ribbing. So you put a line in front through all the knit stitches, then you proceed to the back of your work, and then through those knit stitches, which is the pull stitches on the right side, you also put in a lifeline, and then you rip out, and then that lifeline assists so that then you can put your needle through and then carry on. So that is a great learning experience. And then I bind it off. I have binded off my bottom of my sweater with just knit stitches, because by then I didn't know that you must actually bind off as per your stitch. So like one knit stitch, one pull stitch. I didn't know that. So my ribbing on the bottom of my sweater looks a little bit different. It's not a train smash at all than on my ribbing of my sleeves. So with my sleeves, I then, when I realized I made a mistake, or not a mistake, but I can do better, then I did that on my sleeves. So yes, this was such an enjoyable knit. I am really pumped up to now knit me summer tops. And Adela from Adela Yarn Creations was really for me the fire underneath my skin to tell me, or to give me that push to be able to do summer tops. So yeah, now I have a little bit more confidence to tackle other sweater projects and other knitwear projects. So that's my first finished object, which I'm very proud of. I cannot wait to wear it in winter time. I haven't blocked it though. We had a lot of rain and we were so blessed because we had very dry seasons before and we had a lot of rain and it was really humid. And so I didn't block my sweater yet, but it will be done soon. It's fitting beautifully. All right, so the second finished object is, I haven't even showed it in my previous episode. It's the knot gloves from Klein, from Getreida. And what a joy. This was really joyful. I don't know why I have something peeking out here. What is happening? Anyway, so the knot gloves. I really enjoyed making this. I made this in leftover yarn I used from my Namakwaland ripple cowl. That is another project I make. All my information is in my Ravelry pages, on my Ravelry project pages. So this I made with that leftover yarn, and it's the first project I'm using cables. I've never done cables, you know, I'm a newbie knitter. So this is my introduction to knitting cables, and this is my first sock because I made a mistake. This is my first sock. You can see I don't know what I did with the cables there. There's a little bit of a fault there. But doesn't matter. So I absolutely loved doing this. This was knitted on you can knit it in either a 2.5 to have a stiffer glove, or a 2.75, which I opted for the 2.75. And the yarn I used was Knotty Habit, light fingering 4-ply superwash 100% merino, and then the Kaizo minis from Knotty Habit. So the one is the blue or the brown, I cannot remember which one, is KMAJ, and then the other one is KMARI, if memory serves me well. I lost that tag. And then this color here is Rock Art in this light fingering merino yarn from Knotty Habit. This, I can really suggest you doing this pattern. If you haven't done cables and you want to, you know, go into a little bit of cabling work, this is a great, I think, way of introducing yourself to cables in a small way. And yes, I also learned a lot with this. This was really a nice project. You have options. You can do your ribbing here and not have such a long way, a stretch up until the hand. And yeah, so this is really lovely. Let me just maybe show you. I learned a few methods in this make as well. The Icelandic bind off. It's pretty, right? And then you can proceed to fold over the ribbing if you want to have a shorter glove. Yeah, so this was really, I really loved this. My husband already asked for a pair. My daughter already asked for a pair, so you will probably see this again. Love this project. So that's all the finished objects. Let's start with half finished objects. So the first one I have is my sock project. You always know that I have one sock project in my projects, or with my projects. So this is my vanilla sock pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady that I just love to do. You know, I love that pattern. I think this was the last time I was just busy with the gusset decreases when we last spoke. This is a progress keeper from Itsy Klein, or a stitch marker. These bulb stitch markers I bought from Naughty Habit, and it's kept in my bag from Esteresa Yarn Creations. I absolutely love this bag, and wherever I go, what is going on? Wherever I go, people is asking me about this bag. They love this farm theme. And I absolutely love it too. Really, it's really brilliant. So that is my first half finished object. So I'm busy with the second sock. I'm going to show you the yarn just now. And I am now going to start with my toes. So the reason I have the bulb stitch markers is I mark every 10 rounds, so that when I'm done with the first sock and I know that it fits perfectly, I know that I can just do the sock and count the amount of rows. So that is quite nice. I'm doing it on a 9-inch circular from Jaiku. It's a 2.25. And in actual fact, I realized I spoke about this in my previous episode, that my gauge is better with a 2.5, and this sock just was a confirmation of that. I have 9 stitches per 2.5 centimeters on this one, and the gauge as per the pattern is 8, so a 2.5 is a better fit for me. This is my beginning of round marker from Itsy Klein, and this is actually part of the giveaway for this episode, so one lucky winner will get that in this episode. Yes, I love this project, as I always do. The yarn I'm using, let me just quickly get the tag. This yarn is only available at Be Inspired. So this yarn is dyed exclusively for Be Inspired from Esteresa Yarn Creations. So they call it the Donna sock set. It has 20% kit mohair, 25% nylon, 55% superwash wool, and it's a 4-ply sock weight. So yeah, lovely. I love this colorway. And I have a new project, or a new product that I can show you, which I will show you also a bit later. I've got yarn hugs. This is the yarn. Yarn hugs from A Little Twisted. A Little Twisted. So they have the large, which holds, I will get to that later for my acquisitions, I'll show you. And the mini yarn hug, which works like a bomb. Love it. I absolutely love it. So that is my half finished object. In total, I have 6 whips. I've got 3 knitting whips and I've got 3 crochet whips. So let me proceed with the knitting ones for now. The next one I have is kept in another Esteresa Yarn Creations bag. I just love these bags. And it's a pattern from Isolde Teague. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And it's the Musselburgh beanie. I love this pattern. It's something totally different because they don't indicate this is the yarn that you need to use, etc., etc. You use your yarn, and then according to the gauge that you get, you proceed in terms of, according to that, you have to decrease and increase, or increase rather, your pattern with regards to your gauge. So that is quite unique, I think. So let me show you all the things. The yarn I'm using, where's the tag? Here's the tag. Is from Big Box Yarn. They have always got bright colors. I love it. It's a 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon 3-ply sock sport weight yarn. So I'm also having my yarn hug from A Little Twisted. I need more of these. These are really awesome. And here's the yarn. Right. And here is my progress on my musselburg. So you start at the bottom, you do increases, and then you've knit a few rows, and then according to that gauge, it indicates what is your next step in your project. So the whole thing about this musselburg is you knit up until a certain stage, you do the decreases exactly, so the other side will look exactly like this, and then that side is popped into here and it makes a double layer beanie, which is just amazing. I love this. So this is a gift for someone that absolutely loves this color. Here is a Itsy Klein stitch marker. You know I love Itsy Klein. And so this is my beginning of round marker. Yeah, I love this project. So this project goes into the car when we are driving. My husband is driving then. And then I just go about knit. There's no thinking. It's just a joy. Love it. This third work in progress I have. I'm so excited. Because it's one of my summer tops that I'm going to knit, or that I'm busy knitting. So somebody commented on my previous episode. The question for the giveaway was name your favorite projects or something like that. And somebody, I think it was Marina, commented that she loves the black cami pattern from Hilda Stein. Hilda Stein is a South African designer. She designs knitting and crochet patterns. So I had to go and look, and then obviously I fell in love, and then I had to buy the pattern, you know, that always goes like that. So the pattern I bought is within a magazine. That magazine is the Yarn magazine. They've got 4 issues out already. It's a South African magazine. So this pattern is contained in the Yarn magazine issue 3. It's the summer 2021 issue. And the pattern then is the black cami from Hilda Stein. And the pattern calls for, this is also a very nice pattern because it doesn't tell you to cast on so many stitches. It's really according to what size needle you use, what yarn you use. I love this. It's almost like a recipe. So with the test knit in here, they've done it in a papyrus yarn. And I was so happy because I had papyrus yarn. Remember, I bought yarn after my birthday and I had a lot of colors and I wanted to do something with it. And I was thinking about a summer top, and then this pattern came along. So it was like perfect. So I'm keeping this in my Naughty Habits float tote. This is the 3 skein project float tote. I know I'm lying. This is actually a 2 skein, but I was popping it in here because I don't actually have a lot of big bags. So the yarn I'm using is from Fibra Natura Papyrus. And I'm going to be using a lot of colors. So I'm not going to show you all the yarns because you're going to see it in my project. And I have everything attached to my project. So it's a messy story. All right, so I've actually put on the cable. I've discussed this cable in my previous episode. What you do, let me maybe just quickly show you. I bought this I don't know what you call this. It's like a cable, but it's hollow on the inside and it's like a rubbery almost. So it just goes perfectly on the needle, right? You pop it on the needle and it sticks. It's almost like vacuum. And then you do the same on the other side. And then you thread your stitches. The stitches goes over, with this yarn especially, goes over really nice. It's really not difficult to move the stitches. And then you can obviously increase your circumference so that you can nicely fit your garment. So this is how far I've gotten. So here is the shoulder work. And I have to now pinch to be able to get the sleeves off on waist yarn, and then to be progressing with your body, you must be able to pinch the two sides from the back and the front under your arm. I'm not there yet, so I still need a bit of work. But isn't this just pretty? I love it. And there's a dog barking. Yeah, so there's a little bit of work for me still on this before I can now cut for only the body and leave the sleeves on waist. But yeah, I love this project. It brings me a lot of joy, really. So I'm knitting this on a 4mm, if memory serves me well. Yes, I think it's a 4. And the papyrus is like a deca weight. And my beginning of round stitch marker is, again, you know the drill. It's a klein. Yes, I'm so excited about this project. I really, really am. And it goes quite quick, I have to say. I'm really excited. It must get done quickly so that I can still have some wear out of it during the summer months that's left for us. So that is my final knitting project. So now let's start with crochet projects. So the first one is kept in my stitched bag from my friend Anel. Hopefully during this year sometime she's going to start her business and she will be able to make you also some beautiful bags. I don't want to show you what's inside because it's a design, but I'm using my Advent from Esteresa Yarn Creations and I'm loving it. The yarn I have decided on for my Advent is the Diva base from Esteresa Yarn Creations. So it's a merino linen base. And what I'll do is in my Vlogmas, my last day when I opened up the last skein of yarn, I've made a video of all the yarns together. So what I'll do is I'll show you that yarns in this video, in this episode, but I'm not going to show you my project. I'll show you the project when I'm done. Yes, let's do that. So I'll let you know when it's done. So that is my first project. My second project, oh my goodness, I have casted on projects and started projects like it's nobody business during Vlogmas. That was quite funny. I had 2 projects left. I cannot even remember which ones. And then I think it was the sock one. I cannot remember. And then I just started new projects. So I started this project and I'm loving it. This is in the big bag from my friend's stitched project bag. I absolutely love it. It's a great size. I need more of these actually. I need to talk to her. And I am busy with Crochet Your Fade. But now I need to look for the picture because it's all over the place. There it is. Crochet Your Fade from Julmi Conradi. She's known as My Square Hat on Instagram. And this is, I love this project. And I'm using one-of-a-kind yarns. I bought this fade set also last year, July. and it's a blend. It's a cotton and bamboo blend, fingering 4-ply weight yarn. The base is called Urenda. So the pattern, I just want to quickly close here. My neighbors are home and they're gonna, it's gonna make a noise. The pattern calls for a fade of 6 colors, and the fade set that I bought is 5 colors. So I had to make calculations, and wherever she was indicating that you have to do your color changes, I did that in other places in the pattern. So I recalculated where I need to make my color changes so that it can incorporate 5 color changes instead of 6, right? And yes, I am loving this. So I'm crocheting this with a 4mm hook. I'm using my clover hook. Let me just get the yarn sorted out. There we go. So I started with my dark color, the darkest green, then made the changes, and now I'm busy with the second last color. The last color is this color, which is gonna be the last color. So now it's actually so quick because I'm starting with the decreases going to the point of the shawl. So this Crochet Your Fade shawl is bringing me a lot of joy. But before you start with the decreases, there is this linen stitch part and then there's these lacy parts. And then before I started with the decreases, and then I realized it's not working out and I couldn't understand what's going on. So in the pattern, she's providing a stitch count plus the color changes for each row. And you know me, I do stuff and I crochet the pattern. I put because you have to have markers. Where's this marker of mine? Oh, there's the marker. Then you go back to the side and then you have to place a marker there. So every place it tells you where to place the marker, which is imperative to be able to do a good pattern, or this pattern, so that you know where to put your last stitch when you're decreasing. And I don't know where I made a mistake. I honestly don't, because what did I do? I didn't count my stitches. For every row, I didn't count my stitches. I'm lazy like that. If I'm in the swing of it, then I'm just doing the stitches and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going back and forth, back and forth. So I had a problem because then I was 10 stitches more than what the pattern says, and I don't know where I made a mistake. So I ripped out the last piece of the linen stitch part and I made small decreases all over so that I could be able to get to the proper stitch count to start the decreasing part of the other side of the shawl. But so I got that right, which I'm proud of. And I have to say, isn't it pretty? It's so drapey, and the fabric that you create is beautiful. It's really lovely. I think it's gonna be a lovely shawl. I cannot wait to wear it. So that is my second crochet project, which I love. And then my last crochet project is Straight to the Point Shawl by Stefanie Erin. Straight to the Point Shawl by Stefanie Erin. This is such a joy to crochet. I haven't touched it really so much this past week because I wanted to focus on Crochet Your Fade. But this is really, really nice. So I'm keeping it, you guessed it, in another float tote. This is the 3 skein float tote of Nitty Natty. And I am using, where is it? I'm using yarn that I bought over from Edith. It's the single fingering weight yarn, 100% merino from Knotty Habit. So I've got 4 colors. I am knitting this I'm crocheting this in a 3.5 millimeter hook. That hook is actually now busy with the design work. So I'm going to be using 4 colors. I'm going to be using this colorway, which is called Honey, something honey. Honey, honey, honey. And there's a dog barking, which is so annoying. Dripping Honey. I'm going to be using this color. Then I'm going to be using this color, which is Baviaans Kloof. And I'm currently using the Rodeberg and the something wolf. I cannot remember the colorway. Something wolf. It's something wolf. I love this gray. And here is the shawl. It's double crochets, US terms, like it's nobody's business. No, I'm lying to you. This is the bottom part. This is the bottom. So it goes pointy to the sides like this. Yeah, it's really nice. No, this is not. This is a merino linen. This is the wrong one. I apologize. It is a merino linen mix. I wanted to say it's not right. It's a merino linen mix. Yes, this is the wrong tag that's in this bag. Yes, so this is really, I love this. In the middle here, you have this front post double crochets. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, lovely, 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 lovely to work. Love this project. And that is all my projects. I have 6 projects. I'm so excited. All right. Yes, I'm having a lot of fun. I really, really love all the projects I'm working on currently. It brings me a lot of joy. It really does. There's nothing I want to frock or that is frustrating. I mean, I was frustrated with Crochet Effect when I was not counting my stitches, which was my own fault. But once that was sorted out, I actually loved it anyway. So I'm really happy. I'm so excited. All right, so let's talk about acquisitions, things that I have bought. So I want to show you first the yarn hacks from A Little Twisted. It's a South African company. You know, I love South African products and South African designers and South African yarns. So this is, you get the large hug. You get an extra large hug as well that you can buy from them. So the large is for plus minus 80 grams to 125 grams of yarn. Right? This is the a little twisted.co.za. And then I bought the small yarn hack, which holds yarn cakes for 40 grams to 80 grams. So I bought 2 larges and 2 smalls, and I need more. I need more yarn hacks. So I'll probably next month I'll buy myself some more yarn hacks. So A Little Twisted, I love these projects. I can really recommend these. Then I bought the yarn magazine, remember, for the black cami. And I bought a crochet project journal from Edith. I bought this from Edith. Edith is the maker of this yarn. She is the designer of this yarn, of this project journal. But I'll talk a little bit more about it a little bit later. I will show you this a little bit later because it's going to be a giveaway. All right, so let's talk about that a bit later. Then she gifted me the following. Where is it now? Oh, here it is. She gifted me, because remember I saw her, so she brought the crochet journal that I bought from her, and then she also bought me the knitting project journal. So this is really awesome. I already started using this because I started all the projects that I'm going to start in the new year, in this year, I'm going to be having it on my project journal. So there's some abbreviations that our knitters use a lot of the times. Then there's knitting needle sizes. Unfortunately, my black oakie went through. And then also the yarn weight system. So it's showing you types of yarn. What is the recommended needle size? Is it a number 1, number 2? The standard weight system as per the Craft Yarn Council. And then your project looks like this, your book. So on the one side, it says your knitting project notes. When did you start? When did you complete? And then you can either on this page have like a photo or whatever note. So yeah, I said, what is my head circumference? How many stitches did I cast on? And I'm changing color every second row. That is my black cami. So and then on the other side, it has the project name. Who's the designer? What yarn am I using? I'm using the papyrus, which is a cotton and silk mix, right? 78% cotton, 22% silk. I bought it from Natural Yarns, which is an online store. And you can actually walk in. And then the colors I'm using. Isn't that amazing? I think it's awesome. So I'll show you. So this is her logo. Crochet Creations and Edith's name. So both the knitting and crochet journals you can buy from Edith Boucher. I'll put the link here. And then you can also find these books on the following places. So Natural Yarns, you can get it online or in store from them. Another shop is the Little Yarn Craft, which you can also find the books, both crochet and knitting, from them online and in store purchases. Then at the Volhuis, they courier also everywhere in South Africa as like the other shops. Or in-store purchases, they are situated in Benoni. And then in my Knapsak, you can find it there as well, online or in-store in Boksburg. So those are the 4 places where these books are available, either in online or in-store purchases. And I think it's lovely. Right, so I'm going to be using this year. So this was a gift. Then I got, when we saw Teresa and Esther from Esteresa Yarn Creations, they brought me this mini skein. It's a Diva base, so a linen and merino base yarn. It actually fits in perfectly with the Advent that they made for 2021. And she gave me a little sheepy with a dove stitch marker. There you go. So pretty. And then I saw, oh yes, Edith was really spoiling me a lot. She bought me also as a gift. She gifted me this yarn. It is a cotton merino craft yarn from Katia. And the colors are just exquisitely beautiful. Right? That I got gifted. And then my friend Lynn from Interlocking Crochet Cape Town She's just amazing. She gifted me the following. So she sent me a box with knit blockers. So you'll see it's like a pin with a lot of pins, right? So it keeps shawls, whatever you have, really in a nice and straight line when you block these projects. I love that. And then she gifted me this yarn from Big Fox Yarn. Look at this. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. And this pink. So this is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 3-ply sock weight, sport weight yarn. Yes, and then I was gifted also a few patterns. So the first pattern I was gifted was from Sweet Crochet Dreams, Mariana. It's her new design that was released in December month. It's the Motley Moss Cowl. Beautiful. Big, quick project. I want to still make that this year. It's part of my list. And great for, I think, leftover yarns. If you have some yarn left over. Great project. Then Monica, my friend Monica, she really also blessed me and gifted me 3 patterns. She gifted me the pink rose socks from Bigger Than Life Knits from Nova and Ndlovu, which I had in my, I wanted to make that socks this year actually. She released that pattern last year. And yes, I want to make that pattern or that socks, so the pink rose socks. Then Norma released the Mbali socks in December month. The Mbali socks are beautiful. So Monica also gifted me that pattern. And then my next sweater is going to be a colorwork sweater because Monica gifted me the Norwood pattern from, I think it's Jennifer. I'm not certain about the name of the designer. But this designer makes the most beautiful sweaters, patterns. So I'm so excited because I'm going to be making this sweater this year. And I'm going to be doing color work. Oh, I'm so excited. Right, so that was all the gifts. So to anyone that gifted me, you know, all these gifts, thank you so much. And yeah, that's all the things. That's all the things I have to show you. So now we need to discuss the new or the giveaway and then the new giveaway. So where is it? The person that wins the Itsy Klein giveaway, must just get to my photos because I screen captured it, is Sabrina Taljard. She says, the question was, I think it was, name your favorite project that you've made up until to date, and why was it your favorite project? So Sabrina says, my favorite fiber make thus far has to be a scrappy corner-to-corner crochet blanket I made for my little one while still pregnant. I love the look of scrappy projects and took a few full balls of eco cotton along with some minis, then wound them into a magic knot ball, cutting the yarn ever so often to give it the scrappy feel. I worked it up in 3 days and I absolutely love it. I have to say that I agree with you. Scrappy project is amazing and I love the corner to corner stitch. It's really beautiful, and so I can just imagine that. Yeah, I can understand why that is your favorite make. So Sabrina, congratulations, you are winning the Itsy Klein giveaway. which is this glass holder. Yours is packed nice and neat. I didn't mess with yours. This is mine. This is mine. So it's coming in this beautiful glass jar holder, right? You can find this on Itsy Klein's website, and if the things is not in a shop, you can contact her. She's amazing. But just look at this beautiful, beautiful flowers. And then you get stitch markers, 5 stitch markers. Mine, remember, 2 of those are already used in projects. But then just look at this. Beautiful. Let me just put this down. I'm scared it's going to fall. And I don't want my stuff to break. So look at that. So Sabrina, it's coming your way. Please send me an email to my email address. I'll show it here. And then I'll be in contact with you, and then I'll send you the gift. So congratulations, you will enjoy the stitch markers. There's no doubt about that. And Getreida, thank you so much for the giveaway. So the next giveaway we have is quite exciting as well. So it's a giveaway from Edith Boucher, which is a crochet journal. I also have a knitting journal that I'll be giving away in a future episode. So knitters, don't feel discouraged. Your turn will come as well. So this one is for the crocheters. It's a crochet project journal. There's an introduction. There's the explanation of UK versus US terms. There's the abbreviations that our crocheters use. There is the symbols that we use and abbreviations with the US terms, which is so nice. And then the project notes. So it's basically the same as for the knitting one. You have your crochet project notes. When you start it, when you complete it, you have space to write here or to put your photos in here. And then on this side, your pattern name or your project name, what is the designer, the hook size you used, what is the yarn brand, what is the yarn weight, and then you can indicate what the different types of yarns, where did you purchase it, what's the price per skein, what is the color names of the things that you use, the colors that you used. And you will enjoy this journal. So Edith, thank you so much for this giveaway. And then I'm also giving away a false crochet hook. I don't even know if fulls are, it's spelled F-U-R-L. If these crochet hooks are even sold here in South Africa. I really don't know if they're available to buy. But look at this beauty. These are quite expensive hooks. This is a size C. So this is a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook. This was gifted to the podcast. So thank you so much to that person that gifted this giveaway. And yeah, it was an anonymous donor. Thank you so much. So this hook and this project journal will be the giveaway for this episode. All right. So what do you need to do to participate in this giveaway? But now I'm first going to have a sip of coffee. I'm getting dried up. All right, so I want to know, please tell me, what is your future projects for 2022? What is your main projects that you really want to get to do in this new year? It can be crochet, it can be knitting. If you're a crocheter, obviously, if you're a knitter and you crochet as well, obviously you will be able to participate. And yeah, so please tell me what is your future projects for 2022? And then that is unfortunately only available in South Africa. I'm so sorry. Courier costs is quite expensive from here. So it's only South African participants. And then you have time to comment in this video for this giveaway up until Friday the 28th of January. And the winner will be announced in the next episode. So that means episode 13, because this is episode 12. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this episode and all the things I've been doing. And yeah, enjoy, have a lovely time making your projects, have a lot of fun. For those things that doesn't work out or that you're frustrated with your projects, see it as a learning experience. I've really learned a lot. I always learn. There's not a day that goes by that I do not learn something new. And then I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.